Hello, my name is Ruthie, and welcome to Mind Body Reset with Ruthie. The class today is going to focus on warming up the body in general. We'll start by getting right into the breath, deepening the breath, getting out of the mind space. We will activate the abdominals with some core work and then do about 5 sun salutations, which is a really effective way to get the blood moving throughout the body. Great way to start your day, so I hope you enjoy. So you can make your way to a comfortable seat on your mat. You can sit on a block, on a blanket, or just right on the floor in easy pose, with the shins stacked in front of one another. Let your sit bones be rooted down secure on the mat, and let the crown of your head be really light and lifted, so feeling that full length in the spine. So allow yourself to be fully supported by the mat beneath you, feeling both sit bones secure into your mat. Letting the navel pull in slightly toward the spine, just supporting your low back, getting rid of any sway there. Let the shoulder blades draw slightly together and down the back, lifting the heart. And letting the chin tuck slightly toward the heart, elongating the back of the neck as you lift the crown of your head. So feeling in your own body, the head over the heart, over the hips. Allow the eyes to close gently and relax the jaw, let it hang heavy. Relax the forehead and the eyebrows as you start to notice your breath. Next time you inhale, send the breath really deep into the belly. Feel the low, middle, and upper belly expanding as you inhale. And as you exhale, release the belly fully, pushing all of the air out of you even when you think you're empty, a little bit more. And the next inhale into the lungs. Feel the fronts, backs, and sides of your lungs fill up with air. And as you exhale, release the lungs fully. And now we'll inhale into the heart center. Feel the whole heart and collarbones broaden as you fill up. And exhale to release the heart center. And now we'll inhale right into the head. Feel the whole forehead and the whole head fill up as you inhale. And exhale to release the head. Now adding all of that together, inhale into your belly. Allow the breath to travel up through the lungs, into the heart, all the way into your head. And as you exhale, release the way that you came. From the head, the heart, the lungs, and the belly. So just continue with this breath for a few more rounds on your own at your own pace, filling up the body from bottom to top and emptying from top to bottom. Maybe inhaling positive, uplifting thoughts and energy, and exhaling to release anything you no longer need today. On your next inhale, sweep both arms up and over your head. Get some nice length in the side bodies, feeling the bottoms of the ribs separate from the hips a little bit more. You can take any movements that feel good here. Maybe wiggle out the ribs, wiggle out the wrists and the fingers. Apologies for my dog, he leaves shortly. But yeah, just take any fluid movements that feel good with the hands, with the arms, just really Get the blood pumping in those fingertips, maybe open and close the fists a few times. Anything that feels good here. And next time you exhale, you can drop your left arm down beside you and bend over to the left side of your mat, getting some nice length in the right side of the body, feeling that space from the right sit bone all the way through the right fingertips. Just making sure to keep both of your sit bones grounded. Again, and any fluid movements you want to take here, feel free to do so. This is your practice. If you want to make some movements with the arm, with the wrist, or just find stillness, that is up to you. You can go ahead and bring your right hand right behind the head and look up at your right elbow as you inhale. And then exhale, you can crunch down and bring your right elbow to your left knee. So you're inhaling to rise up, looking up, and exhaling to crunch down, elbow to knee. And you'll feel how your right sit bone wants to pop up here. So just making sure to keep those both grounded and going only as far as your body allows you to. Just moving as fast or as slow as your body wants to move today. Moving with your own breath. And the next time you inhale up, you can go ahead and extend that arm. Take one final side body stretch to this side. And then go ahead and place your right hand on your left ear and raise your torso back up to center. Reach your left fingertips down and away. Maybe take some movements with that hand or wrist or arm. And get this nice stretch in the left side of your neck here. So really feeling the space from the left fingertips through the left ear. And again, permission to play in any pose. So any movements that feel good, feel free to take them. Next time you exhale, you can drop your right arm down next to the right hip and bend on over to the right side of your mat, stretching out the left side of the body this time. So same thing on this side, feeling the space from the left sit bone through the left fingertips. And each time you inhale, feel the spine lengthen. And each time you exhale, bend a little bit deeper. And now you can inhale and place your left hand right behind the head. As you inhale, look up at your elbow. And exhale, crunch down, elbow to knee, keeping both sit bones grounded the whole time. Moving through this about 5 rounds on this side with your own breath. And next time you're inhaling up, you can go ahead, extend that arm back to the side, taking that side body stretch. And then you can drop your left hand over the head, grab a hold of the right ear as you bring the torso back up to center, reaching right fingertips down and away from the body, and feeling this neck stretch on the other side. And the same thing here. Permission to play with the hand, with the arm. Just really allowing the head to be heavy. So you don't want to pull your head or your neck too much. Just allow the weight of the arm and the weight of the head to do most of the stretching here. And then you can release the neck and just roll out the neck a few times. You can take some circles with the head, side to side, or full circles. Again, anything that feels good. It's getting any little kinks out. And we'll start to warm up the shoulders a little bit more. So next time that you inhale, you can go ahead and reach both arms straight up to the ceiling. And then exhale, cactus your arms, bringing shoulder blades, elbows together. And doing that a few times. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhale, cactus the arms, open up the heart. Inhale, reach, and exhale, open. And this time, inhale, reach up, and exhale, twist to your left, bringing the right hand to the left knee and the left hand right behind the sit bones. As you inhale, feel the crown of your head reach up, and as you exhale, see if you can twist a little bit deeper. So feeling your hips staying square to the front, and then your shoulders coming a little closer to square to your left. And next inhale, come back to center, reach both arms up, and exhale, twist to the other side. Same thing over here. As you inhale, feeling the spine lengthen, and as you exhale, twisting a little bit deeper, maybe pulling the navel into the spine, creating a little bit more space. And then next inhale, reach both arms up, and exhale, fold forward over your shins, just pausing here for a moment, maybe setting some intentions for your practice or checking back in with yourself. And when you're ready, you can root both of your hands down and roll over the ankles, coming into your tabletop position. So you can land here with your shoulders over your wrists and the hips over the knees. And when you look back between the thighs, make sure the toes are hidden behind the thighs so that they stay in line with the knees. And if you have a mirror here, that is really helpful, but you can always have someone check for you just to see if your alignment is right. And then once you feel it and you know it's right, you'll be able to come back here. So spread the fingers really, really wide and get that suction-like grip against the floor, rooting into the knuckles and the fingertips so that the hands are really strong. It takes pressure out of the wrists. And you want to have a micro bend in your elbows just so you don't hyperextend the arms. And feel a super straight line from the tailbone all the way through the spine, the back of your neck, and the crown of the head. So someone could balance something on your back. And we'll do some cat-cow. So as you inhale, drop your belly down, lift the gaze, lift the tailbone. Feel the shoulder blades draw together and feel the heart pull forward and through. And then exhale, pull the navel into the spine, tuck the chin and the tailbone into your cat pose. Really lifting the back of the heart, feeling the ground push away from you. So you can keep moving through cat-cows just like this at your own pace with your own breath. You can move slowly, you can move quickly, and also permission to do anything that feels good. So if you'd like to wag your tail, maybe peek back toward either hip, getting into the side bodies. If you want to take some shoulder rolls or hip circles, so just start to get that fluid moving around the spine. And we'll take some time here, so you can maybe even come back to child's pose for a breath or two, come back to the cat-cows, maybe just sticking with the cat-cows. Just anything that feels right for you. And when you feel ready, you can start to find your way back to a neutral tabletop position, getting that strong foundation here. And then keeping the left toes on the ground, just extend your left leg back. So maybe finding a little rocking or bouncing, getting into that left calf, keeping the other 3 points of your table really strong. And when you're ready, you can raise that leg up in line with the hip. So as if you were to stand on the back wall, keeping that foot pretty flexed or pointing through the base of the toes even. And feel this leg reaching from the core. And then you can start to reach forward with the right fingertips, maybe just walking the right fingertips forward and leaving them on the ground. Or if you feel ready, you can raise that right hand off of the ground. So feeling your left leg and your right arm reaching from the core, keeping the core active here. The lower ribs tucking in, navel pulling into the spine. Inhale, extend a little more. And then exhale, crunch into the body, bringing the knee to the nose, hugging the knee in. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, crunch. So moving like this at your own pace and keeping the core super active. That is the key here. Sticking with this one more time. Inhale to lengthen and exhale to crunch in. Inhale, lengthen once again. And then you'll bend your back leg and reach back. See if you can hold onto your left foot with your right arm. And don't worry if you can't grab hold of the foot. This can be something to work toward. It took me a very long time to actually grab hold of the foot and keep my balance. But if you do have hold of the foot, you can keep kicking, keep that core super strong. Keep a drishti. And then slowly release your grip, lengthen, and then exhale. Slowly come back into your tabletop. Wiggle out the hips, maybe flip onto the backs of the hands, give the wrists a break. Anything that you need to reset here before we do that on the other side. When you're ready, feeling firm in your tabletop, and then extend your right leg this time. Toes on the ground, bouncing into that calf, warming up that leg, keeping the rest of your table really strong from the core. And then when you're ready, you can raise that leg in line with the hip. So you might notice that the hip wants to come up. Keep the hips even with each other. Keep your toes pointing toward the floor. That foot is flexed. And then start to walk your left hand forward. Maybe rise that left hand in line with the shoulder. The palm can be facing in, the thumb up. And feel this reaching sensation from the core. Keep the belly pulled in. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, crunch it in. Take about 5 crunches or as many as you did on the other side. Moving maybe quickly, maybe slowly, whatever feels right to you today. But keeping everything moving from the core. All of your focus is on the belly, letting all your limbs move from the belly. And one last time, inhale to lengthen and exhale to crunch. Inhale to lengthen and exhale to bend your right leg. Reach back with the left hand. Grab hold of that foot if you can and kick into your left hand, opening up the heart, opening up the chest, finding your focal points, keeping the core strong. And gently start to release your foot. You can inhale, lengthen once again. And then exhale, come back into your tabletop position. Wiggle out the hips, give the wrists a break, maybe shake them out. Turn onto the backs of the hands, whatever feels right. Maybe go back into child's pose for a breath or two. You can do some cat-cows, stretching out the belly, giving the core some love. And then coming back to your neutral tabletop, leave the hips over the knees, walk the hands forward and melt the heart down, coming into puppy pose. So feeling this stretch into the back of the heart, into the shoulders. Maybe you bring the forehead to the mat or to a block. Maybe you bring the chin to the mat or a block. Keeping active in the forearms and the hands here, supporting the chest, not dumping all of your weight into the shoulders. Breathing here. And then start to roll up into the spine, walk the hands back underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes, lift the hips into your downward facing dog. You can pedal out the feet, wiggle out the hips. Same idea in down dog as in tabletop of keeping the hands super active, pushing into the knuckles, into the fingertips. You want the weight evenly distributed between all 4 points touching the floor. Keep the hips reaching up really high, lengthen the spine. And then start to bend your knees and tiptoe your feet up 1 inch at a time, keeping the weight in the hands, moving the legs from the core. And then once your feet are meeting the hands, you can inhale into a halfway lift, the spine is long, and then exhale to a forward fold. So you can really just kind of hang here in ragdoll. Bend the knees so much so that the belly can rest on the thighs. So it's okay to have the knees bent here a lot. This is a spine lengthener. The hamstrings can come second. So you can grab opposite elbows, maybe shake the head yes and no, just dangle here for a little bit. And slowly, one vertebrae at a time, start to roll the body up to stand. Each vertebrae stacking on top of one another, the head and shoulders last to come up. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Feeling yourself here, checking back in. Each point of the palms pushing into each other, heart beating into the thumbs and the thumbs beating back into the heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hinge at your hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, release. Plant the hands, inhale, step back to a plank position. Heels reaching back, crown of the head reaching forward. And then you can drop the knees, modified chaturanga, coming down halfway, elbows stopping at the ribs. Inhale to an upward facing dog, tops of the feet rooting into the mat, tops of the legs hovering, collarbones wide. And exhale, lift the hips back and up, downward facing dog. Maybe pedal out the feet. Take a few breaths here. Push into the hands evenly, push into the feet evenly. And bend the knees, look up, walk your feet up to meet your hands, one step at a time. Inhale, flat spine, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, reaching up. Open the heart. And exhale, hinge down, forward fold once again. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Plant the hands, inhale, back to plank. Move through your vinyasa. We're going to do these sun salutations. So you can take your full chaturanga, your modified, or even come onto hands and knees and take a cat-cow. Remember, this is your practice. So just coming back to your downward dog when you're ready, taking 5 deep breaths here. Lengthening that spine a little bit more, belly pulling into the spine. And then look to the top of your mat, walk the feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, reaching all the way up. Open the heart. And exhale, swan dive back down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, plant the hands, step back to plank, move through your vinyasa, and we'll meet in a downward facing dog. Five deep breaths here in down dog. Bend the knees, look forward, walk up to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, root to rise, reaching up. And exhale, swan dive back down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, release, plant the hands. Inhale, back to plank. Move through your vinyasa. We'll meet in a downward facing dog. A few breaths in down dog. Really start to feel the heart pumping, feel the blood moving. Bend the knees, look forward, step up, halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, fold and release. Inhale, root to rise, reaching up. And exhale, swan dive back down. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, plant the hands, step back to your plank, move through your flow. We'll meet in a down dog. Breathing here. Notice anything that's coming up. Notice any thoughts. Maybe lack of thoughts. And when you're ready, bend the knees, look forward, step out to the top of your mat, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, swan dive back down. One more round. Inhale, long spine lengthen. Exhale, release. Inhale, back to your plank. Move through your vinyasa. We'll meet in down dog. Big breaths here. Big inhales and bigger exhales. Let it go. Bend the knees, look forward, step up, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, reaching up. Open the heart, cactus the arms, and hands come to heart center. Pause here with yourself. Breathe here. Feel the sweat, feel the heart pumping, blood rushing. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, forward fold. And hang out here in ragdoll. Grab opposite elbows. Dangle the upper body. Feel the spine release. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And then plant the hands, step back to a plank. If you'd like to move through one final vinyasa, you may do so. And if not, you can go ahead and we'll meet in a child's pose. If you're moving through your final vinyasa, we'll meet in a down dog. Take a few final breaths here, getting that extra length in the spine. And when you're ready, letting the knees find the mat. Untucking the toes, sit the hips down on the heels, come into child's pose. Maybe you bring your hands back alongside the torso, backs of the hands on the ground, a little bit more passive with the shoulders. Whatever expression of this feels right to you. You can always stick a block or pillow between the hips and the ankles. You can stick something underneath your head. Just find yourself surrendering here. Surrender the weight of your body to the mat. Feel your heartbeat. Feel your breath. Start to roll yourself up to your seat, sitting on your ankles. And then shift your weight to either side. Kick the legs out long in front of you. Bring yourself to the center of your mat if you're not there. Let the legs stretch out long, shake them out maybe. And then we'll come right into a forward fold when you're ready. So you can let this be a little more active, keeping length in the spine, reaching forward with the heart, hinging at the hips. Feet stay flexed. Or if you'd like to make this more passive, you may do so. And just curling at the spine, surrendering the torso, relaxing the muscles in the feet, in the legs, in the arms. And surrendering here. Maybe hugging the knees. Breathe into the hamstrings. Breathe into the spine. And slowly start to roll yourself back up to your seat. And bring your legs out wider than your hips. We're going to come into a seated wide-legged forward fold position. So feeling your hips square to the front. Turn your shoulders to square your right leg and fold forward over the right hamstring. So there's a slight twist in the torso here. The hips are square to the front and the shoulders are about 45-degree angle to your right. You might feel this down the lower left side of your spine. You might feel this more in the hamstring. Wherever you're feeling this, send your breath there. And then grab hold of your right toe or your right ankle with the right hand. As you bring the left hand behind the head, look up at your elbow. Maybe lengthen that arm. Maybe you grab the toes with your left arm too, just getting more into the side body here. Shoulders are now square to the front. Breathing here. And then bring your shoulders square to the floor again and just walk your hands back to the center. And then walk them over to your left leg. So the shoulders are now square on the left leg and you're folding over the left hamstring. Breathing on this side, maybe feeling this in the lower right side of the back, maybe more in the hamstring. Sending the breath there. And then grab hold of the left toes or ankle with the left hand. Bring that right hand behind the head, look up at your elbow, get into the side body. So hips and shoulders are square to the front, bending over to the left side of your mat, stretching out the right side of the body. Breathing here. Shoulders coming back to square the floor. Walk the hands back to the center. And feel the shoulders totally in line with the hips. Feel yourself folding right in the center. Getting into the inner thighs of both legs evenly here. Surrendering. You can stack the fists, rest your head there. If you have pillows or blocks, you can rest the head there, or just let gravity do most of the work. Doesn't matter how far you get into this posture or any posture. Wherever you are is perfect. Stay with your breath. Notice where the mind goes. And then guide the mind back to focus on the breath. And that is what this whole practice is about. Constantly watching the mind, constantly coming back to the breath, to the body. Slowly start to roll yourself back up to your seat, walking the hands back to the hips. You can grab the outsides of your legs and bring them in together. We're going to come into an easy pose, however you're comfortable in a cross-legged position. And then we're just going to do this more restorative slight twist. So you can turn your torso to square over your left thigh and fold forward here, keeping both sit bones rooted down, breathing into the lower right side of the back. Noticing where you're feeling this the most. You can maybe reach your arms out wide and kind of push yourself back onto your hips, feeling that space. And start to walk the hands back to your seat, coming back to center. And then take that to the other side, folding over your right thigh. Getting that nice little stretch in the lower left side of the back. Maybe pushing into the hands, feeling that space you're creating there. And then starting to walk the hands slowly back to your seat, coming back to center. And you can bring your knees together. Grab the backs of the thighs or the fronts of the shins, and we'll just do some seated cat-cow movements. So as you inhale, feel the pelvic floor reach away from the navel, feel the heart pull forward and through. And then as you exhale, feel the pelvic floor tuck in toward the navel, feel the heart curl back, the chin tucks. And keeping with your breath in these seated cat-cows, moving as quickly or as slowly as you want to move. Just feeling into the spine, feeling into the heart center. And the next time that you're curled back, just continue that curling motion. And one vertebrae at a time, lay yourself down on your mat. When you arrive, you can hug the knees into the chest, maybe rock side to side, massaging the low back. Checking in with yourself. You can keep your right knee hugged into your chest as you extend your left leg long, letting it rest on the mat. Moving that hip side to side. And then we'll come into a half happy baby pose. So you can either grab your right ankle with the right hand or the foot, and then bring your left hand to the left hip, keeping that down on the ground. And opening up that hip here. It's a reverse wide lunge as well. So you can play around with that leg, maybe straightening it out, maybe leaving it still. And then we'll come right into a reclined pigeon pose. So you can bring your left knee to meet your right ankle and really keep flexing your right foot here. And then you can push your right knee further away from you, feeling into this hip. So the right foot is coming toward you, right knee is going away from you. And then just rock what you have off to your left side. So the sole of the right foot comes to the floor to your left. And then you push your right knee away from you here. Maybe grab hold of the ankle here into this funky little reclined twist. Feels really good. This is one of my friend's favorite postures, so I thought I'd share it. Shout out to Dina. And we can start to just let that right knee fall to the floor, so that we'll take a full reclined twist here, getting more into the spine than the hips. Making sure to keep both of your shoulders glued to the mat. Feeling that space from the outside of your right knee all the way through the right shoulder. Feeling this massaging the organs, wringing out the spine. And then go ahead, bring your legs back to center, hug both knees into the chest, rock side to side, even out the spine. Keep your left knee hugged into the chest this time, extend the right leg long on the mat. And we'll come right into that half happy baby posture on this side. So you can grab your toe with your peace fingers, you can grab the outside of the foot, you can grab the ankle, you can even grab the knee here. And then just keeping your right hip down on the mat, you can use your hand to help you there. And then when you're ready, we'll come into a reclined pigeon here. So you can keep your left foot flexed, bring your right knee behind the left ankle, keep pushing the left knee away from you as you keep pulling the left foot toward you. Noticing how this feels on this side. There's usually one side that feels quite different than the other. Just noticing how your body is. And then maybe rocking the hips a little before you let them rock off to your right. So just bringing everything you have over to the right side of you. The sole of your left foot comes to the floor. And you keep pushing that knee away from you. Maybe you hold onto the ankle. Maybe you look off to the left. Just feeling this really nice twist. When you're ready, you can let your left knee come to the ground, taking this more spinal focused twist, keeping both shoulders glued to the mat. Each exhale, letting go of one more thing. As you're ready, you can slowly bring both of your knees back to center. You can hug both knees into your chest, rock from side to side, massage the low back. And then just let both legs reach up to the ceiling. You can shake them out. Just let them rest heavy in the hip sockets. Let all the energy be released from the legs as you reach the arms up to do the same thing here. Feeling this weightlessness in the legs and in the arms, allowing them to rest in their sockets. Allowing the blood to rush away from the feet and the hands, into the torso. Four corners of your torso pinned against the mat by the weight of your own limbs. Feel the breath slow down. When you're ready, you can bend the knees and reach for the outside edges of your feet into your full happy baby. Whatever feels good here, stillness or rocking. Any final movements you feel you need to take before we get to our final resting pose, our final Shavasana. When When you're ready, bring the soles of the feet to touch, outside edges of the feet find the mat in your Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined bound angle pose. Maybe hands come to the low belly. Feel your body breathing. You're welcome to stay here as long as you'd like, but whenever you feel ready, you can extend the legs into your final Shavasana. Allow your body to melt into the mat. Allow yourself to be supported. Feel the security of the earth beneath you. Let go. Let go of any tension in the face. Allow the eyes to sink into the skull. Allow the forehead, eyebrows to soften. Allow the jaw to hang heavy. Feel the belly releasing any tension, just softening. Letting go of the hands, letting go of the arms, letting go of any holding in the pelvic floor, in the glutes. Feeling the length and the weight of your legs, all the muscles rolling off of the bones. Feel both of your feet and each of your 10 toes soften. Resting here in Shavasana. Bring one hand to your belly and one hand to your heart. Feel the rhythm of your heartbeat. Feel the belly filling up with air, emptying with air. Feel yourself. Thank yourself. And start to wiggle the toes, wiggle the fingers, adding some movement into the body. And when you're ready, reaching the arms up overhead, taking a big morning stretch, getting the body nice and long. And then hugging the knees into the chest, giving yourself a big hug. Rocking over to one side into fetal position when you're ready. In your own time, making your way back up to your seat, eyes staying closed, hands coming to heart center. Fully, deeply thank yourself for your practice today. The light within me sees and honors the light within each of you. Thank you so much. Namaste. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, do all those things you're supposed to do, like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for more classes coming very soon. Thank you, thank you, thank you.